everyone. This is Brandy Von Holton with Big Boss Mare podcast. Okay, so today I have with me Jennifer Fizer. All right, Jennifer, tell everybody the name of your business.
I own Brick House Coffee Bar and Eatery in Harrisonville, Missouri. We're a coffee shop and eatery, obviously. We serve breakfast and lunch 6 days a week.
Okay, what is the one day? I take it that it's Sunday?
Yep, we're closed on Sundays.
Okay. What time do you open?
Monday through Friday, we open at 6:30, and then on Saturdays, we open at 7:30. And we close on Mondays and Saturdays at 2, and every other day at 4.
Okay. So you have now been open for 1 year.
Mm-hmm. We just had our 1-year anniversary.
Okay. And whenever you did this business, whenever you first opened this up, you opened it up with your mother.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Yep.
So this is a women's-based business that it's just a mom and a daughter. Now, do you have any other brothers or sisters or anything?
I do, but they are not involved in the business. And my mom is actually not local. So she lives in Illinois. She's been down a few times to help out, but it's mostly me running it.
Okay, so mom and daughter open the coffee shop, but then you are the one that's here putting in the hours,
Yes.
making all executive decisions.
Yes.
Okay, so what made you decide to open up a coffee shop?
So it was an existing business when we bought it, and it was kind of a whirlwind decision, honestly.
Okay.
I found out that the coffee shop was for sale the day after Labor Day in 2019. I called my mom. I was like, I think this would be a really great thing to do. I talked her into it, basically. And so we spent about 2 weeks kind of pouring through financials and trying to decide if this is something that we actually wanted to do, because obviously it's a lot of work to own a business, and it was going to completely change my schedule for sure and take up a lot of time. So we ultimately came to the decision to make an offer. And so we did that on September 19th. Last year. They accepted, and then we took over October 1st. So all of this happened in less than 30 days.
Oh, yeah. So September 19th and then October 1st you took over.
Yes.
So how many days are in September? Like 30?
Yeah, we had like 11 days to get an entire business transferred over to us.
Okay. All right. So have you ever owned a restaurant or a coffee shop or anything like that before?
No. I've worked in the food industry during high school and college. I worked, in restaurants and bars. My husband, he did the same, but as far as owning one, no, I had no experience. I do have, my job is as a CFO for a farm, and so I had quite a bit of experience as far as, knowing financials and being able to tell if something was profitable or not. But
Okay, so never owned a coffee shop before.
And I knew nothing about coffee.
Okay,
honest.
Did you drink it before?
Just like your plain Folgers, but nope.
So now that's not the case anymore. And you like your coffee
Yes,
now,
I
right?
do, yeah.
Okay, so, all right. What made you be like, hey, what was the number one thing that made you want to be like, okay, I want to change my life. I want to change our business. What was okay, we're going to do this. What was that deciding factor?
Sure. So I've always been drawn to business, and I don't know, just the idea of owning my own business has always appealed to me. Mm-hmm. So there was that. I guess that was, just kind of an initial attraction. I really love the building that we're in. We're in kind of the historic downtown area of Harrisonville, so that was appealing. There was just kind of a lot of things that kind of all played together that were, and to a certain degree, I feel like my life had been leaving me up to that point. Mm-hmm. Like all of the things that I had, all of my jobs, all of my experiences, it was like, this is where we're leading you to. And it was like a kind of a light bulb moment when that happened.
Okay, so emotions. Did you feel fear?
Oh my gosh.
Did you feel excitement? Like, which one?
It was a freaking roller coaster.
Okay.
And all within honestly the same day usually. Like
Okay.
one day I would wake up and I'd be like, yes, we are doing this. I am so excited. And then 30 minutes later, I'm like, what in the world am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? This is stupid. Do I really want to be doing this? You know, signing myself up for this? This is a lot of work.
Okay, so, all right. So, women-based business. Have you run into anything where somebody's like, let me talk to your boss. Is he there? Have you ran
We
into
haven't
anything
really
like that?
ran into that problem necessarily as far as no, like not as far as like customers or even vendors or anything like that. A lot of our employees are females, also mostly high schoolers, but I would say in general the vibe here is very female, so we don't get a lot of that.
Okay.
However, I do sometimes like. There's a lot of things that go wrong in a coffee shop as far as like needing maintenance or needing things like that. And sometimes I do get that kind of vibe. Like, okay, we're going to talk to the guy that's here because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Oh, okay. So, like the person that comes in to fix it, they're kind of
Yes.
like, oh, we
Yeah.
need to talk
Or we don't
electricity.
really need to explain to you what's wrong.
Oh,
Or
okay.
just,
All right.
You know.
Okay, so hiring and probably firing or letting go employees. Okay, so is that a new job for you to have?
No. So one of my jobs, I worked at a staffing agency, and so I did tons of
Okay.
interviewing and kind of finding the right fit for people. So that was not anything new to me. My first job out of college, I was an assistant manager at Tractor Supply, and so I also was involved in some hiring and firing there.
Okay.
So that was not new, but it's definitely different when you're hiring for your own business compared to hiring, just somebody that's going to work for the same company.
Okay. Okay, so what I have found about employees, like we have people that come and go, and you get like where you feel like they're family and you know them, but then you train them all up and then they go. Have you had any of that where it's like, have any employees gone to like competitors or anything?
So we've been super lucky. We haven't had anybody that's left to go to a competitor. We have, some of the most amazing employees. Like I said, they're all mostly high schoolers. We have a lot of homeschool kids that work here. And honestly, I kind of joke I found my niche as far as like I'm going to hire homeschool kids. But we have a really great group. So the only thing that we've really had happen is kids go to college. So we've had that happen. Yeah. But we've had a lot of, people are usually pretty loyal. I feel like we're a pretty cool place to work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this room that we're in is beautiful. There's actual old bricks and you can see all the wear and tear on things, but it's beautiful. Like the old mirrors, the old bar. It's just a very rustic, authentic. You're not going to get this in a chain, in a building that gets built in 30 days or whatever.
Right.
Like this right here has it has a soul to itself. Okay, so, all right, how do you, whenever you're owning your own business, you have scheduling, you've got to buy products, you have to manage I already said scheduling, you have to manage people, you have peaks and valleys and timing and stuff. So what are like some of the things that as a business owner now that you did not anticipate that you were going to have to spend so much time on? Or you know what I'm saying, like something that you were like, okay, wow, this is like a time hog in my life.
Yeah, I would say so. Like specifically to a restaurant, I would say inventory management to a certain degree. Because we are dealing with stuff that's fresh so we try to only make a stop or order product once a week, and that sometimes you just can't anticipate how busy you're going to be. You're running out of stuff, and it's like sometimes we're having to go to the store 2 or 3 times a week just to kind of restock on stuff. That I didn't really anticipate that. I was like, oh, well, we'll get it down. We'll only have to make 1 order a week, and that's going to be it. We'll be good at this. And so there's just things that come up.
I've wrote a couple of children's books, and I always thought that writing the book would be the hardest part, but it's actually editing.
Yeah.
Editing takes me like 4 times the amount of time as writing the book.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I didn't realize that. I thought it might be 75% of writing the story, 25% editing, but it's like 10% writing, 90%, So that was something. And then with the horse trail riding facility, I never realized how much marketing, I thought I would be around the horses more.
Yeah.
I am, I do all of our banking and financial planning, and then I still take pictures whenever I have to buy toilet paper or paper towels or soap. I'm like, good Lord, look at all this toilet cleaner I had to buy. So, it still cracks me up with how much inventory it takes for cleaning.
Yes.
So, those are things I thought, horse trail riding facility, I'm going to have to be trimming trails all the time and cutting firewood and, making sure the horses are good. And I'm all like, oh, no, I
haven't seen my horses in 3 days.
I know. I got to buy toilet bowl cleaner.
Yep.
So if someone wanted to, I know there's other women out there that they want to do something different than what they're doing. And then they don't know what it is. But what do you, if you had this to do all over again, would you do it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I am happy with my decision.
Okay. And any big plans do you want to expand? Do you want to change up? Do you want to do something different? Do you want to, what are some expansion ideas that you're wanting to do? Well, and don't tell us your secrets, you know what I mean? Because I want to.
Yeah. No, my next goal is to expand. I would like to have at least a second location. That's kind of always been in the back of my mind, and I feel like now that I have one, the next natural step is to have another one. And I feel like definitely with the way that I've set things up here, because although I'm here, I'm managing every day, I have a bar manager and I have a kitchen manager, and they are kind of running their own shows. So I'm not necessarily in the kitchen making stuff. I am running the business kind of from a higher level. So I feel like expanding to a second location would be the natural next step, and kind of take what we've learned here and apply it to another business, or not another business,
tearing up my stuff.
To a second location. So.
Okay, so you want to expand. All right. Is there anything I don't know anything about coffee except for what I like. Have you, is there any weird mixtures you want to do? Because I am so specific about, here's my hazelnut coffee, I got to have my almond creamer, and I want my organic stevia in it. That's my brew. Do you have I don't know. I'm kind of trying to talk in your world and
Yeah, so I am not a creative person, and I am not a try new things person. So I stick to the same thing. So that is why I have a bar manager that is excellent at coming up with new drinks.
Okay.
We do seasonal stuff every season. So right now we have our fall drinks. She comes up with all of that each season. We change, so she's already got our winter drinks all planned out.
Okay, so it doesn't all whoo, girl, in my business I'm beginning to let go of some of that control because now we have we have an assistant that comes in just for a few hours a week. We have someone that helps with cleaning. We have someone that helps with the stalls, and now we're trying to hire someone to manage our boarding barn and maybe take over a lesson program. But taking yourself out of that and trying to be the one on top, the CEO.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where I was actually really blessed with taking over an existing business, because I didn't really have an option. The employees were already all here, and they all knew I didn't know anything about coffee. Nothing. So I was not coming in like, okay, we're going to do this and this and this. I was like, okay, well, whatever you guys know, you're going to have to teach me because I don't know any of it. So I basically from the very beginning had to relinquish control over like the daily tasks because I didn't know them. Okay. You know, I didn't know how to make a drink. I didn't know how to close the kitchen. Like there were just things that I just didn't know how to. I know how to do them now.
Right.
But it was something that I couldn't just come in from day one and be like, I'm the boss. I'm taking over. I'm
so
running
you didn't
the show.
come in here with like an iron fist. And
No,
be like, this is my coffee shop.
No, not at all. I was like, okay, guys. So I know I'm your new boss, but you need to teach me everything you know because I don't know anything.
Okay. Do you know that there's not really a book out there about how to run a horse trail riding facility?
That doesn't surprise me.
No, I couldn't find anything like reservation books. I mean, if we wanted to, I think I was going to have to spend $10,000 for a computer program to be able to do reservations, but it was for like hotels. And we're like, we're going to have 40 RV sites, which we do now, but I'm like, I don't need a hotel, you know, software.
You need like
for
a planner.
Yeah, I needed a planner, but it needed everything. So like we had to create a lot of that. So it's okay. I mean, so sounds like you and I have a lot in common because we didn't know how to run the business that we like dove into. And then you're like, okay, I know how to have leadership skills. I know that I want to have my own business. And then it sounds like there was a lot of, okay, I like this, I like that. This building's already in place. Okay. So, and then, man, this right here sounds like it was perfect for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I could not have asked for a better situation as far as, like, walking into a business. And it was, like I was saying earlier, I didn't have to walk in and I didn't have any problem employees. I mean, the previous owners had honestly done a really good job of setting things up so that we wouldn't fail. You know, they had good people in place. We had good systems. So there wasn't a whole lot that we had to, you know, from day one come in and change. We have changed things now that we've been here. But, like, we could literally walk in day one and be like, okay, this business will still operate even though we don't know what we're doing.
You know, my husband and I mean, we're both in our 40s right now, but one of these days we're going to be too old to do Von Holton Ranch.
Right.
Okay. And we're going to be looking for someone like you that's like, hey, let us show you how this works. You know, one of these days whenever we don't want to do it anymore, you know.
Right.
Because I cannot do this for, I mean, like,
exactly.
There's going to have to be
80 doing that.
Oh, who knows,
or
girl?
60 maybe.
Oh, no, I don't know. I love what we're doing, but, you know, there's a lot of businesses out there where, you know, natural aging, you know, maturation happens, and then people can buy these established business, and people care about them. I mean, my business is my child, basically, you know, and so I bet they love that you came in and was like, hey, let's do this, and then the room that we're in, I mean, you have photographers come in here and use this room. We're in like the private room in the back that she rents out for executive meetings or photo shoots, just any kind of other.
Yep, we have, you know, baby showers on Saturdays, all kinds of things back here. It's a pretty decent room. I don't know how many people you can fit back here, maybe 15 to 20 if they were all
friendly.
Stationary. Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, well, I can see how there's a lot of appeal to have a second location because it wouldn't be already set up. You would have to take the things that the current or the previous employees have taught you, and now you understand the business and everything, and now you can grow it to a second location. Okay, so I could see how there's a lot of appeal there because then it would be fresh. It would just be Jennifer.
Exactly.
Jennifer's Coffee. Would not call it. Would you still call it Brick House?
Yeah, we've talked about, you know, even like some of the smaller like drive-through options. We could do like Brick House to go, or, you know, like some little cute name that's kind of a.
Okay, well, I will tell you, with being thick, I love the word brick house because I have been described as a brick house my entire, like, we have leggings that say Big Boss Mare and Country Tough down the thigh, and I'm like, girl, if you got some leggings that said brick house, I would wear them. Yes. Oh my gosh. So, okay, well, let's hear, okay, so advice for people that are not going into the coffee industry, but women that want to branch out and go into their own business, what are some things that you looked at to say yes?
So coming from somebody that has sort of that financial background, that was always my number one thing, was like, does this make sense to even buy? Like, is this business, even if it's not making money now, does it have the potential to do so?
Okay.
So looking at financials, and I feel like that's one reason that businesses seem to fail so often, is because people just don't know their numbers. They don't know what something costs. They don't know if they're making money or not. So
I'm over here shaking my head because I just couldn't imagine,
I know, but it happens really often, and I feel like that's something that people don't necessarily like to look at. Like, that's not the fun part of business.
Right.
The fun part is, the creativity and like coming up with new ideas, or like building the business. So people aren't necessarily super excited to look at financials, but
Okay.
knowing your cash flow and
know your money, girl. You need to know your money. Like I can tell you in 2019 how many guests we had at Von Holton Ranch, and then I can tell you each year, 2020, I already know our numbers. If somebody asked me, I could tell you right now how many trail guests we've had come through there. I can, I know our wedding numbers. I know our financial. I know what percentage we've moved up. So, ladies, if you don't know your money, you need to get up on it. You use QuickBooks?
We do. Yep.
Okay.
And we use Square as our POS system, and it integrates really well with QuickBooks. And that's been kind of a blessing, too, because also, since we were taking over an existing business, we actually took over their Square account also. So we were able to look. So I can look at years past where we didn't even own the business, and I can see, are we improving? Are we declining? Or is it like, how does this compare to a year or two ago? This year obviously has been a little bit different. So, as a first year in business, it's been a little bit hard to compare to previous years because, COVID. But
oh, yeah. So right now, if you're listening to this and it is like 2026, this was recorded in 2020. So her first year open was COVID.
Yeah.
And they survived it.
Yeah. We opened, we took over in October. COVID hit, beginning of March, middle of March, something like that. So, we were fresh 5 months into the business. But it's been okay.
Yeah. So they just had their 1 year anniversary. Okay. So finances, I'll share a little bit. Like, for my business banking accounts, for us, we have one account that I keep open for electronic funds to go into. So we get paid through PayPal, through HipCamp, through Airbnb. We have credit cards. Anything that money comes into that we're not directly depositing into, we have that go into one account, and then I empty it each day. Then I have my primary business account, and then I have an account where I put sales tax into, because we pay that quarterly, because, hello, if you're trying to be a business lady, you take that sales tax out because you will spend it. Then all of a sudden you got to pay it, and it hurts because
it does hurt.
Well, it feels like it's coming out of your account, but it was never your money.
Right.
But so we take that out. We have an account for just sales tax. We have the account for electronic, because if something ever happens and they, something bad happens, stuff happens all the time, they can't get to all of our
the rest of your money.
Can't get to the rest of our money. Then we have another account where we have trainers and stuff come in, and somebody will have to pay a deposit for them. Well, we've got to put that money over, because that money gets paid to that trainer. We might take a deposit 10 months before, but if it's a camping deposit, that goes into our regular account. So we have our regular business account, sales tax account, incoming electronic income account, and then we have money that's not ours. It's like future events, or if we hire an artist, like a singer or something, come in, and we've got to pay them a bulk amount of money, we'll put ticket sales in there until the event actually happens, just in case something bad happens and we've got to refund all that money. We don't want to have already put it into our account and spent it.
Right.
Because if it goes into the regular account, it gets spent.
Exactly, yeah.
So do you have any accounting thing that you do that you Anything like that?
I just have 2 accounts just to say, taxes
Yeah.
and just our regular account. We have automatic deposits that are from our credit card sales every day, so they automatically get deposited into our account. I have recently read. Have you read Profit First?
No. Is that a book?
It's a book, and it's a Profit First. So you take the profit off the top, and then you allocate but it's got multiple bank accounts that you set up like that. I have considered doing that. I have not went through the process of doing it, but I am definitely a multi-account user myself, so that does appeal to me.
You know, the number one thing that I hear from other business owners is they don't put their sales tax into another account.
Yeah.
And, the first time that one bites you, you'll take care of it the next time.
We pay ours monthly, so we're not having to go quite as long as you are.
Yeah.
But I do twice a month. I do a transfer into our account for sales tax, just to keep it at a little bit more manageable level.
Yeah.
And then every week when we do payroll, I move over any state taxes or whatever that I'm going to have to pay. So,
well, for something for us also, I don't know if this applies to you, but we have commercial property taxes. You know, those are due December 31st. Well, you know, so many people don't start looking at those until it makes the holiday season so financially awful.
Yep.
So we have, if I say so one more time, oh my Lord.
You will figure out every single thing that you say that's like, that is so annoying.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have now started making monthly commercial property tax payments. And that's been really nice because we put it on 10 payments, and by October, our commercial property taxes are paid, and then we actually don't get to sweat during December, but it hurt every month to make that payment.
Yeah.
Because it's huge.
Yeah.
You know, like commercial property taxes are so much more than like personal property taxes, and like if you just own property, but as soon as it's commercial, the taxes are ridiculous. So that was something that I would most definitely recommend, is try to get yourself put onto contact your county and see if you can make monthly commercial property taxes.
And going with
payments.
that, even, so like insurance, I just paid our yearly insurance premium, and we do it in a lump sum. So each month I try to take some out, so it's not, an entire payment all at once.
It's awful. You know, we have garbage out where we're at. Well, if you pay for a year of garbage at one time, garbage pickup, then they only charge you 11 months instead of 12 months. So I get a month free. And then we've also found that for our internet provider. So now we started paying a year up in one of our highest grossing months, and then we divided it out to where I think it's like July we make a yearly payment for garbage, and then I think it might be May or June we actually make our yearly payment for our internet provider. But then that helps out, over a 12-year time period, you're talking about a year free of garbage or a year free of internet. So I mean, even though our garbage is like, I don't know if it's, I don't even know how much it is now, probably $90 or $100, but that adds up. And those are some little tricks that I have found for trying to save some money. Do you have anything like that helps?
So I don't pay any, I don't pay any utilities or anything like that in advance, but I have found, so like a lot of things buying in bulk will help. So there are times, like in the restaurant industry, I guess. So if we've had a really slow week, our inventory, or if for some reason we have sold a lot of coffee but not a lot of food, or vice versa, we might be ordering a lot of one thing, but what I have allocated towards restocking inventory, we might not meet that. So then I like to stock up on things like paper towels and stuff that is like freaking expensive, but and you hate, because what always happens is when you run out of them is when you need every other thing. So then you're like doubling your weekly bill just trying to get some, or cups or things like that that are things that you have to have, but they're not, a vital part of the business, so.
Well, like we sell ice cream at our ranch. I buy spoons by 1,000. I buy 1,000 spoons at a time. Well, we go through 3 boxes of spoons in a year. So if I get a coupon or something and it's like, oh, if you spend this much money, then you save $15 or something. If you spend 100, you save 15. I might be like, well, during our busier months in the fall, I tried to stock up on toilet paper and cleaner and spoons and anything like that I'm going to use in the spring, because wintertime for our business is like crickets chirping. Like if it gets cold, nobody's coming out there. Nobody's spending any money, at our place unless it's a reservation or something, but that's only half of their camping fee. So whenever we have money coming in, I'm getting ahead on things that are non-perishable as well. Right. Because then during the spring, whenever we finally oh, thank the Lord, money's coming back in, we don't have to be like, oh, now I need to spend $1,000 on cleaning products.
There is nothing more depressing than thinking that you're like, oh, this was a really good week or month or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, and now I have to buy all this stuff. That's just
So I do the same thing you do, where I try to get a little bit ahead. Something that I have found, I don't know if you do any printed products for marketing, but there's all sorts of sales around Christmas time that I can find for printing. Like a lot of times there's Christmas cards, but instead of getting it printed for a Christmas card, I actually get them printed with our ranch stuff, but it has nothing to do with Christmas, but it's on the same card as a Christmas card. And they'll do specials like that. And then whenever they have specials for printing on posters and stuff, I will go ahead and be like, what do I need? And I'm always looking for specials and how I can, we have a couple of different businesses. We have a business card on the front, it has the ranch, and on the back it has the wedding venue. So it has 2 fronts, but I had to call because usually you have an elaborate front of a card and a non-elaborate back. Well, I needed 2 fronts. So I don't know, is there any do you have any?
So I've done the same thing with printing, because we use postcards basically as our gift cards. So anytime I get a deal from Vistaprint or something, like that, I'm like, okay, well, let's order some postcards. These will be our gift cards for the week or for the next, however many months. Anytime, Grubhub recently called me. I know this Hub, it's a delivery service that customers place their order online or whatever, and then somebody comes and picks it up for them and it's like paying a delivery driver, but
This is like Uber for food.
Exactly. There is an Uber Eats also. Okay. Very similar. I thought there's another one too that I can't recall.
So you save money by doing that, or you just make more money?
No. So really, what they charge somewhere 25 to 30% of your product, of your sale, is what they take. But they called me up not too long ago, and they're like, we will not charge you any fees for 3 months, and you can try this out. And like I said, it had not been something that I was super interested in, and we've only had it up for 3 days, so I can't really tell you yet whether it's working. But I try to take advantage of any new offers like that, businesses that are calling and trying to solicit our business. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not interested, but something like that where it could help, and it's not going to cost me any extra money, but people that have maybe never tried Brick House might order something just because it's available.
Right. Well, we have that. As soon as we can get someone at our place once, they'll come back. Our place sells itself. Your place sells itself. I've been here now 2 or 3 times, and I live 2 hours away, but I like coming here, and I want to do other events. I did a goal setters thing before in January, and now I'm doing a podcast here, and I tell people, whenever you turned 1 year old, I shared it on social media. And then another person that lives close to you was like, oh, they didn't even know that you existed. So they're like, I'm going to go there, and like the power of, here I am, a horse trail riding facility, like a wedding barn, and I'm sharing your stuff from 2 hours away, and it's going to get you business.
Yeah.
So social media.
Yes.
Okay. Social media, it can be an amazing thing for a business. It can be a monster also. So tell us some things that you would recommend for social media.
Being consistent is probably the biggest thing. So I have given access to, I think 1 or 2 of our employees has access to, because they're here all the time. They're the ones that are making drinks, they're making food, and sometimes, even though I'm here every day, sometimes I'm so bogged down with just the extra stuff.
Ordering cups.
Yeah. That it's like, oh, shoot, it's, 3 o'clock, and now is not a good time to be making a post because we're getting ready to close. Okay. But they're here when we're opening. They can post the special first thing in the morning, or they can post, if they made a pretty drink, they can post it.
Oh, yeah. And pictures sell, videos sell.
Exactly. So that was one thing that was definitely, and I feel like a lot of business owners may be reluctant to give access to your social media to somebody, but if you've got somebody that you can trust, and that's somebody that's really involved in your business, it helps you more than anything. Because if it was up to just me to post, it probably would not get done nearly as much as it does.
Okay. Well, I have not given I don't even know if my husband knows all of our passwords, because we have so many social media accounts. So you use Facebook, probably. Yep. Instagram.
Yes, we do have Instagram, which Instagram is probably our weak point, because I think I might actually be the only one that's on Instagram. So unless I remember to download whatever Facebook post, copy and paste it over to Instagram, sometimes we forget. But
okay. Well,
we started a TikTok. We haven't posted anything recently, but oh my gosh, it was so much fun. We called it Brick Talk.
Brick Talk. Yeah. I love that. I want to have a business named Brick House. Oh my God. I had a mule named Bricklyn before, because she was, strong like a brick, but she was kind of country. So we put the Lynn on there. So it was Bricklyn. Now there's going to be like 20,000 kids named Bricklyn, because we've got it on this podcast. Okay, so women, you should, if you want to try something, you better know the finances behind it. Don't get into something that's going to bankrupt you. Don't get into something to break even. You are in business to make money. It is okay to make money. It's a good thing to make money. You get to do things with that money that you make. And you get to do good for the world.
It's also important. You said it, it's nice to make money, but also if all you're doing is buying a business that's basically just getting you a job, then you're not doing anything different than you're already doing. A lot of people want to open their own business because they don't like their job, or they want to get out of, the corporate world or whatever. But all they buy a business that's not necessarily making any money, but it's taking all of their time. So then you end up resenting that. So I think it's important to find a profitable business, but also not be ashamed to make a lot of money at it. Right. That's the point.
Yeah. I mean, the more money I can make at my business, the more people I can hire and give other people a job. The more kids I can sponsor to do something, the more I can, do other things with it. I can not have a heart attack every winter, so there's a learning curve. So it's okay to fall on your face a little bit.
And it doesn't have to be your 1 year goal doesn't have to be making $1 million in profit or something like that. You just $1 million. Yeah, that was probably an over exaggeration.
That's a lot of coffee.
Yes,
oh my
but
gosh.
It doesn't have to. It's not something. You're going to have to hustle for a couple of years. That's definitely not something like, oh, I bought this business and now I'm rolling in cash. But it has to be something that eventually is a possibility.
Right. Yeah, it is nice to have. I want to have someone that manages our boarding barn. I want to have someone that manages our grounds, and I want to have someone that helps manage, help manage, or just an assistant to run our trail riding facility, I want to go and do motivational things all over the United States. Well, I can't do that if I'm checking someone in. Yeah. A manager is going to have to take that position, but then I want to make overall decisions for our business. And that's what you're wanting to do with having the 2.
Yep. And I think you and I are kind of very similar in this, is that like we work, and we will do whatever it is that you need to do, but you're always thinking about like, what's next? Like, what's the next big thing that I'm going to do, or what's the next step? So it's not like you're just kind of stuck at that, not at a bottom level. I mean, just like you're not getting, that entry level job does not have to be covered by you if you're moving up in your business.
Right. I'm going to have to train that person,
Exactly.
and then so they can do a great job for us, for sure. Okay, so this right here, Jennifer Fizer, and that's Fizer.
Yeah.
Okay, and then tell them what is the name of your business one more time.
Sure. It's a Brick House Coffee Bar and Eatery in Harrisonville, Missouri. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Oh, my gosh, TikTok. TikTok
I
ain't
love
going to
it.
be around. Come on.
Whatever. They just,
Oh,
it'll be good. It'll be
It's
good.
so much fun.
I love it.
Okay, so hey, ladies, you can do it, whatever you want to do. If you want to be a business owner, know your numbers, have a plan.
Always be open to ideas, because you never know what business is going to come into your lap. I had no ideas or no plans to open a coffee shop.
11 days. She
Yep.
decided yes, and sounds like she had 2 weeks of kind of just throwing some numbers around and having heart attacks and moments of joy, and then when she said yes, it was 11 days. And
and
then,
my life changed.
And then boom, here's this entry-level employee that was having to teach her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was getting taught by high schoolers, so
That's awesome.
no shame here.
No shame, no shame. All right, guys, I will talk to you again. Y'all have a wonderful day.